we know that big money is needed both for mainstream politics or for separatist politics.
Right.
There is no use denying that fact. Now the point of this debate is whether the money that comes for mainstream politics or for separatist politics is legitimate or not. Now that a huge scandal, a huge hawala scam has come to light, this has raised many eyebrows here, and it has also raised even goose pimples around. But it is not for the first time that we are hearing of hawala money being pumped into Kashmir. This probably is the 10th time that I, at least as a journalist, have heard of hawala money being siphoned to Kashmir. But my point is, I have a simple point. The point is that we have this time a list of suspects who are being investigated by the police. There are a few people who have been arrested, who are being interrogated, and it is their interrogation which has led to the discovery of the names who are the ultimate beneficiaries of the hawala racket. I would say let us not try to influence the police investigation at this time by jumping the gun. Let the police investigate. Let the people who are suspects, because in the eyes of the law, a suspect is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. So let the investigations be completed.
No, this investigation.
And we can only hope and pray.
You're very hopeful. You're extremely hopeful. You know very well what happened in the investigation of a certain very top leader, who was killed. There were bank accounts that particular leader had in someone else's name. Those accounts saw tremendous transactions, huge hawala transactions. I'm sure you are aware that when the stone pelting incidents were going on in Srinagar, there were people who told the police that ISI had sent money through hawala network to create the unrest in the valley. What are we waiting for? For Kashmir to burn before telling us who the traitors are?
I am telling you, that will be the failure of our investigating agencies.
It has already failed.
If we cannot turn them over to a court.
It has already failed. What progress have we made?
That means if our investigating agency has failed, then who is telling us that who is involved in hawala?
No, Mustafa Kamal is saying there are political godfathers. Mustafa Kamal is saying tonight that there are political interests.
Why can't the names of those godfathers come in public domain?
I'm asking
at least if we
exactly
cannot turn them. I am saying if we cannot turn them over to a court of law, because you are saying that it is the failure of our investigating agencies. So why can't at least we turn them over to the court of the people?
Absolutely.
Why can't we name them and expose them?
Absolutely. Yes, that's the question. Why can't we name them and expose them?
Why can't we name them?
Mustafa Kamal.
And why are the names being withheld? Why are the names being withheld?
Well,
at least if we cannot see that they get sentences in a court of law, why can't they be named?
And one more point.
Why are all of us shy naming them?
No, and one more point, Mr. Mustafa Kamal. I think it is time each of these separatist leaders, you say they lead lavish lifestyle, their properties, they live like Roman emperors. Why can't we file disproportionate assets cases against them? Why don't we scrutinize where their money comes from where they own these properties and these lands? Any ordinary Indian citizen would face that.
As far as I am concerned, the sleuths of New Delhi, the intelligence agencies of the central government, the J&K is teeming with them. They are in every nook and corner of the state. As far as identifying those elements which are on the receiving end of the hawala money or receiving the hawala money is already known to them. Well, as far as I am concerned, bringing them to book by instituting disproportionate assets against them. Let us not forget that Ahingar Commission was instituted against my father Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah. The Red Book was published, in which all his property, which it didn't even belong to him, was made out into a book as if he was made out into a Roman emperor. What happened to that? I mean, these kind of things don't lead anywhere. They were more than willing to publish a book under the aegis of Mufti Muhammad Saeed, who is the PDD patron, and now the sleuths of New Delhi, the intelligence agencies of all hues of the central government are in every nook and corner of the state. Every third person is an intelligence agent of New Delhi. And you still say they don't know who the hawala money goes to.
Kamal, they know.
And now to institute a disproportionate asset case.
Mustafa Kamal, they know. They are not being allowed to take action against them. You yourself said that. that we know who they are, we can't act against them.
Because like, I come back to the same thing. They are pet politicians of New Delhi. They will not be allowed to be touched.
So you're
by New Delhi.
typically putting the blame on New Delhi instead of on your own state government. I wouldn't buy that completely. But yes, Sheikh Qayyum,
hawala money comes from across the border.
Arnab, can I come in?
Yeah, but it comes into Jammu and
It doesn't come
Kashmir.
through.
Arnab,
It doesn't come from within the state.
It comes into Jammu and Kashmir, and you're in power, sir. Come on. Yes, Sheikh Qayyum.
Arnab, can I come in here?
Yes.
My point to Dr. Mustafa Kamal is, if a white paper, so-called white paper, was published against the great legendary founder of the National Conference, Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, why can't the state government put out a white paper on the separatist leaders if they have one? Why can't the National Conference as a mainstream political party, or for that matter the PDP,
Oh, that's
or any other mainstream political party, put out a white paper, at least for the public? If we cannot take them to law, if we say that our investigating agencies are faulty, they cannot be charged in a court of law because they will get out because of the system. Why can't we at least put it in public
They are
domain?
not
If there
faulty,
could
they
be a
are not
white paper
faulty,
on
they are
state
biased.
why can't there be a white paper on all of our separatist
Arnab.
leaders?
okay. Mr. Khajuria wants to respond. Yes, Mr. Khajuria.
You see, let's not get get into a diversified situation and lose focus. As far as the investigation part is concerned, that the police is doing, and I'm sure they'll come out with the facts, and obviously the legal action will follow. The other important part of it is, let's not politicize it in the party basis, but it's a fact that there is a section of politicians at the national level who pamper, who support and or promote these people about whom they know that they are in the pay of the enemies of this country. Now they operate under the label of liberalism and so on and so forth. So this is, it's important that those people are restrained from fooling around with the security of this nation, and their role is also exposed, and the nation should know where we stand. You see, this is not neither the first nor the last case of hawala money.
Sir,
as
you
long
need
as
to-
terrorism continues, they
No,
will
you-
need money,
no, you
money
need to-
will come.
no, I
and
think the time
we
has
have
come.
to take,
Mr. Khajuria.
yeah.
No, I
the
think
time
Mr.
has come to expose the entire racket and speak out, and let's stand up and be counted on
Yes,
this.
and I would like to tell our Times Now viewers that I'm sure you remember, and in case you don't, I'd like to say this again. It's not the first time. On 13th of September 2010, we had put out an entire interrogation report of people linked to the Hizbul, and in that report there was talk of ₹500 crore in one transaction being given to a very top separatist leader who is seen to be a moderate face, who's part of the seminar circuit, who speaks in conferences in New York and is, feted around in the past in New Delhi. That person's name had been mentioned as the recipient of the hawala money. We are simply asking a question tonight. What happened to that case? Why is case after case involving these so-called high-profile separatist leaders who could be traitors not being taken up and actively pursued? Are there interests backing it? We'll follow this story. It just cannot be put a lid on. We want the names of all the traitors out.